Okay, category is switched. Here we go. Don't worry, workers and resources will be back. This doesn't take long. This is the Space Force 124 mission.
You're looking at a live view of Falcon 9 awaiting
Here we go.
liftoff at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time from the Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. Welcome to our live webcast of the USSF-124 mission on behalf of the United States
It's
Space
a early
Force
warning.
and their partners.
Early warning missile detection
My
satellite.
name is Yo Mezo, and I'm a propulsion engineer here at SpaceX.
Yep.
I'm excited to be here with you today, bringing you coverage of our 13th launch this year, and the first of what could be a triple header with a Starlink launch set to lift off in just over 2 hours from now, and the Intuitive Machines 1 mission headed for the moon at 1:05 a.m. Eastern Time Thursday morning. You can see live views from both of those
that's
there on your
sick,
screen now.
dude.
Today's USSF 124
There's
mission
two other
is
Falcon
a
9s teed up. We're
collaboration
gonna try to watch
between
all
the
of
U.S.
them.
Missile Defense Agency, the MDA, and the United States Space Force Space Development Agency, or the SDA. On their behalf, SpaceX will be delivering 2 prototype satellites to orbit as part of the Hypersonic and Ballistic Tracking
Paramus.
Space Sensor Program. When
15
fully
minutes.
operational, the system will detect hypersonic, ballistic, and other advanced threats earlier than terrestrial radars, providing hypersonic threat tracking data to hand over to the U.S.
Dogs,
ballistic missile.
We got a daytime launch,
Now, in
bro.
addition to the MDA payload, SpaceX will also deliver the final 4 Tranche 0 tracking layer satellites as part of its proliferated warfighter space architecture. But for now, here's a closer look at MDA's payload for today.
All right. Hibbits. Yeah.
In the fall of 2009, a Delta II rocket launched off Florida's east coast carrying 2 Missile Defense Agency Space Tracking and Surveillance System, or STSS, demonstration satellites. Designed to last 4 years, the STSS satellites operated for over 12 years, demonstrating birth-to-death ballistic missile tracking and missile defense system fire control quality data as a testbed to study new ways to improve ballistic missile tracking from space. Today, STSS data informs the development of future missile defense sensor capabilities, such as those on board the Hypersonic and Ballistic Tracking Space Sensor, or HBTSS.
Cool.
How do ballistic missiles differ from hypersonic missile threats? Ballistic missiles fly a predictable path and spend most of the time in space. Hypersonic glide vehicles, or HGVs, which can fly in excess of 3,800 miles per hour, can change direction and altitude and vary their speed in flight within the atmosphere, posing a severe challenge to today's missile defense system.
Cross-range capability.
Powerful
man.
radars on Earth can view in-flight objects only as far as the horizon allows, and only within specific corridors. A global constellation of HBTSS tracking satellites will ensure continuous access to missile threats from launch to re-entry, while providing fire control tracking to the missile defense system. Since tracking satellites offer a global presence and persistence, they can augment Earth-based radars
that's near
and
my
fill
house.
viewing gaps to provide coverage from
Thad.
missile launch to termination of flight.
Oh,
The 2
get wrecked.
HBTSS prototype space vehicles will work in tandem with radars based on land
that one's
and at
not near my
sea,
house.
and recently deployed Space Force tracking satellites to demonstrate and study how they can track hypersonic threats and provide targeting data for intercept. This demonstration will inform the future Proliferated Warfighter Space Architecture, PWSA, for the Missile Warning, Tracking, Defense mission. Following these successful demonstrations, HBTSS will be part of a critical constellation of space sensors, proliferated and operated by the Space Force. It will provide increased capability to track, target, and intercept hypersonic threats. As missile threats evolve, the Missile Defense Agency will
Knows where it
continue
is.
leading efforts to improve
Oh.
the nation's defense capabilities.
So, Jam, that was Thad. Thad is the Patriot missile on steroids. That Hemet that had the rocket launcher on it. Thad is an an anti-ballistic missile satellite, or anti-ballistic missile, right? So something's coming in, THAAD can steer towards it. It has RCS in the nose cone. So it can be like, it can, dude, THAAD can just, whoop. You know, like, when you see, like, sci-fi movies and the, like, missiles can take, like, a 90-degree turn, THAAD can do that. It's crazy. Don't forget Aegis and Aegis Ashore. Also, I just want to point out that there was an oil rig with a radar on top of it. Yeah, just pointing that out.
1 year ago, in March of 2023, on the Crew 6 mission for NASA.
Have you run the ads yet? Oh yeah, we'll run ads to make sure that no one gets a pre-roll during the launch. Enjoy.
Second NSSL launch under the Phase 2 contract awarded by Space Systems Command in 2020. Now, the 9 engines you see on the Falcon 9 are shown on the screen there, and the Falcon 9 is actually named after the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars, and that number 9 is for the 9 Merlin engines that you see on the screen of the first stage. But there are actually 10 engines on the rocket as a whole. The second stage has a slightly modified engine on it called the Merlin Vacuum, or MVAC engine. Now, this engine has a larger diameter nozzle, which allows the second stage to be better adapted to perform in the vacuum of space. The first stage gets us out of the Earth's atmosphere and into space, while the second stage takes the payload to its targeted drop-off orbit. Now, the large barrel structure with the pointed nose at the top of the second stage is the payload fairing, and it's composed of 2 halves made of carbon composite material that come together to protect the payload until we're in the vacuum of space. Now, here at T-minus 9 minutes and 38 seconds, the SpaceX team continues to count down towards our 13th launch this year.
No, big dog,
All
I
systems
don't know
are
enough about it to
go.
comment.
And before we began the
read about it
webcast,
first,
the
dude.
SpaceX launch director pulled the members of the launch team and got a go for propellant loading and launch. So we are currently already loading propellant on the Falcon 9 first stage booster, as well as the second stage. The payloads continue to be healthy, and Falcon 9 team is tracking no issues on the rocket. Currently, the weather is green, and the range is ready to support a T0 at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Today, we have a greater than...
Anybody else have a problem that the strobes on the lightning towers are asymmetric? That one is closer to us. That one's on the right. That one is for the... Oh... I get it. It's so they have a strobe facing in every cardinal direction, but gosh, dang, that's annoying.
Command, or the SFC, the U.S.
Damn, is that annoying?
And the U.S. Space Force's Space Development Agency.
Why did you have to point it out?
As
I'm
part of
sorry,
this
it was
mission,
bugging me,
SpaceX
man.
is delivering 2 prototype
Asmalak and
satellites
Arsenal,
to orbit
what's up, man?
as part of MDA's hypersonic and ballistic tracking space sensor program, in addition to the final 4 SDA Tranche 0 tracking layer satellites, as part of its proliferated warfighter space architecture.
I hate you. Yeah, you're welcome.
Now, the SFC is the U.S. Space Force's field command responsible for acquiring and delivering resilient capabilities and groundbreaking technologies to protect our nation's strategic advantage in and from space.
There's 4 launches.
For more on the SFC, let's take a listen.
I'm listening. Look at this. In a world of satellites. What rocket is this? Falcon 9.
The ultimate high ground has no ground.
It's over, Anakin.
The satellites in orbit around our planet provide the critical infrastructure we use to defend and protect the security and prosperity of this world we all share.
Progress MS-26.
But space is no longer a benign environment.
Of course, Kesha.
Adversaries and near-peer nations are actively working to dominate the most critical battleground of our day. At Space Systems Command, the time to act is now. The race is on.
Our adversary is out there. They are going to work every day, trying to work harder, smarter, faster than us. But we are making sure that that does not happen.
The Guardians, airmen, and partners of Space Systems Command are working with unstoppable urgency to innovate and act now, delivering solutions to emerging threats, creating resilient space architectures we can all rely on, especially
Traffic.
during times of crisis and conflict.
The fight could happen tonight, it could happen tomorrow, it could happen in a couple of years, but we need to start innovating now, and that's exactly what we're doing.
For Space Systems Command, working faster means breaking from the status quo,
New Shepard?
exploiting existing space architectures and capabilities in creative new ways, working with commercial industry, innovators and tech startups, and allied nations to exploit, buy, and build,
What was
to
that?
deliver better, faster, and more affordably.
We
Harder,
are
better,
advancing the space
faster,
architecture that we have up there right now,
stronger.
making sure that it's optimal, making sure that we get new space architecture set up, prototyping, experiments, to ensure that we can outpace the enemy tomorrow.
To maintain our lead in space, Space Systems Command has embraced a new culture, empowering its people to race forward, speak up, and connect with industry in unprecedented new ways.
Our people are agile, they continue our partnerships, they are working collaboratively day after day in order to contribute to the big warfighter purpose.
Space is a team sport. We have to work together to provide integrated, resilient capability and speed in order to fight through any contingency crisis.
Space Systems Command is moving fast to maintain U.S. superiority in space, running a marathon of sprints, thinking differently, acting boldly, empowering at every level to make space work for us all. At Space Systems Command, space starts here.
Here at T-minus 4 minutes and 40 seconds, all systems are currently a go for an on-time liftoff. Up next, the truss structure next to the vehicle, known as the strongback, will start to retract.
Strongback retract has started.
There you heard that call out for strongback retraction. Now you'll slowly see the clamp arms just below the fairing begin to open. And once the clamp arms are fully open, the strongback will begin to recline. And shortly after that, the strongback will fully recline in preparation for launch.
Hey, Bomber, this was a good commercial.
Stage 1 RP load complete.
Okay.
There you heard the call out. The
4 minutes.
stage 1 propellant loading is complete, and we are still loading stage 2. Again, the vehicle is nearly fully loaded with propellant and will complete in a couple minutes here at the T-minus 2 minute mark. The range is green and ready to support. Weather is looking great with more than a 95% chance of a go. You can see the clear skies on your screen. And if for some reason we do not launch today, we do have a backup opportunity tomorrow at the same time. Now, additionally, it's worth noting that at the request of our customer, we will not be showing views of the payload.
Oh, we
will
can't
be
see this
ending the
classified
webcast
payload?
just
Come
after
on
the
now.
Falcon 9 booster makes its way
It's already
back down
done,
to
Luke.
land around the T+8 minute mark into flight. And we finished the stage 1 RP1 load. Should be getting the LOX load call out here shortly.
3 minutes. Floating.
Stage 1 LOX load complete.
There is that call out for stage 1 LOX loading complete. And we are just wrapping up stage 2 loading as well. And we should get that call out at the T-minus 2 minute mark.
Hey, somebody has to do it, Bob, all right? Someone has to do it.
And
Wait.
you are looking at live views
No.
from Falcon 9 on Launch Pad 40 in Cape Canaveral, preparing for our USSF-124 mission. We are finishing up loading propellant and liquid
Don't
oxygen
jinx us like
onto
that,
the
Asmalock.
Falcon
How
9
dare
first
you?
and second stages. We should be wrapping up.
Stage 2 LOX load
The
complete.
strobes are all
There it is. That is the call out. We have finished loading propellant and liquid oxygen onto our
2
Falcon
minutes.
9.
1 minute until auto sequence start.
We're under 2 minutes to launch here. And
It's not
again,
called
you
auto
can
sequence
see the
start, I just missed the space
condensation
shuttle,
of that
okay.
really cold liquid oxygen condensing with
closeout.
the humid air of Florida, and that venting that you see on the side is normal and expected. that is from the transporter erector liquid oxygen line.
Don't get any ideas from it, okay? I'm gonna
Now, the
zap.
next
We're zapping
milestone
that
will be
message.
at
Don't
T
get
minus
it.
1
Don't get
minute,
any
where the
ideas.
Falcon 9 internal flight
Ground gas
computers
closeouts.
Ground gas
will
closeout.
take over the count. Shortly afterwards, the launch director will give the
Okay, jeez. So what you're seeing here is they're venting all the liquid oxygen out of the transporter erector. This thing right here, because they have to fuel the second stage. You can actually see some of the second stage fueling umbilicals right there. They want the rocket fuel and the rocket oxidizer to be inside of the rocket, not inside of the pad. So they vent all the cryogenic propellant from that's inside of the pad overboard there. No one's going to get mad about venting oxygen into the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure.
startup.
Okay, we're in start.
This is the mission director. Go for launch.
Mission director,
There
reports
is that
go.
final mission director go. All systems are go for a launch of Falcon 9 and USSF-124.
T-minus 30
T
seconds.
minus 30 seconds.
Is there an echo in here? Echo in here?
T
Something like
minus
that.
15 seconds.
All right. Sound suppressor should turn on
T
in
minus 10,
2.
9, 8,
Sound suppressor
7,
is prime.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Engine ignition.
1. Ignition and liftoff. Go Falcon.
Okay,
Go
SF-124
124.
has spread its wings. Good liftoff. Everything looked good.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Vehicle's now doing the pitch over.
F1D, chamber pressure nominal.
Back over here so you guys can see. Good reports on all 9 Maryland 1D chamber pressures there. Next step is power and telemetry. Beautiful sunset down in Florida.
Successful liftoff from Space Launch Complex 40 in Cape Canaveral, Florida.
Yeah, Cape
Love
Canaveral,
is in
of course
the
it
air
is. This is
today.
happening
Now
live.
Falcon 9 is 2.
Power and
Our
telemetry.
next milestone is at the T plus 1 minute and 12 mark, which will be max
Power and
Q.
telemetry nominal.
Bingo.
And max Q is the moment of peak mechanical stress on the rocket. Great views of Falcon 9
T plus
there.
1 minute, everything
Mach 1.
looking good. Supersonic.
Coming up on max Q in just a few seconds.
Oh, that's some golden hour stuff right there. Look at that. Oh,
Max Q.
that's
There
nice.
was max Q, and you could see the really cool view of Falcon going supersonic. You could see that little
Beautiful.
sonic boom in the live views there. And coming up in just about a minute here are
And that engine chill has started.
4 events in rapid succession. So the first will be main engine cutoff, and this is where all 9 of the
void.
Falcon first stage
Guys,
and
the
1D
void.
engines will shut off in preparation for stage separation, which is when the first and second stages will
Wow,
separate,
steep ascent
followed by
trajectory.
second engine startup, which is when that Merlin vacuum engine of the second
So-
stage will start up.
Guys, look at the perturbing forces on the flow phenomena that's coming off the bottom. Look at the flames. They're all there. See how it's asymmetric? That indicates pitch down. They'll even out when the thing pitches over, but that's a super steep ascent trajectory.
Just about 10 seconds here with
Or
main
shallow, I
engine
should
cutoff.
say. Stand by for Miko.
Main engine cutoff.
There's Miko. Stage separation.
Stage separation confirmed.
Early main engine cutoff there.
And back startup.
Whoa!
Stage 1 boost back startup.
Boosters turning around.
There you saw
Yo!
and heard the confirmation of a successful main engine cutoff,
No.
stage separation, second engine start, and
You
boost
should
back
see the
burn
second
start.
stage over here
You
somewhere.
can see great views from the Falcon first stage. The grid fins will be deploying here shortly.
Nelly.
And coming up is fairing deployment as well. And as a reminder, we won't see any live views from the second stage today, so we won't see the fairings deploy, but
That
we
was
will get
nuts.
confirmation of their deployment.
They usually align with the prograde vector yard
Fairing separation
for
confirmed.
separation. There's fairing sep.
There you heard
Not
that
gonna
call
see it,
out
though.
for successful fairing deployment. Now, coming up next is the end of the boost back burn, which will be happening in just under 10
down
seconds.
At the bottom there, something's venting. I don't know if those are sparks or if it's some solid nitrogen.
Stage 1 boost back shutdown.
Okay, boost back burn shutdown. There's the
And
helium
you heard
purge.
that confirmation of the shutdown of the boost back burn.
Solid nitrogen.
That is a good burn of the first stage. Again, you are watching a live webcast for SF-124, a collaboration.
On nominal trajectory.
All right, so what you're
A
seeing
collaboration between the Space Systems Command, the
Come on
U.S.
back now.
Missile Defense Agency,
or we could just,
Development Agency.
So what's going on here is all the snowflakes that you're seeing around, they're actually not, it's not ice, it's solid nitrogen. Falcon 9, for right now, while it's coasting through space, I mean, those grid fins are for steering, but there's no air up there. There's no air. You got to give the people the air. Okay? So because there's little to no atmosphere up there, they use the nitrogen thrusters up at the top. It's only on one end of the booster to steer it back in, to make sure that it's business end first when it goes in for the entry burn here. My favorite part. Actually, we should be seeing Florida. We should be able to make out the coast of Florida here, more or less. But when these nitrogen thrusters outgas like that, when you take cold gas and then you outgas it into the vacuum, it does create solid nitrogen. That does happen. This should be coming back down on land. This is a LZ-2 landing, Yarg.
72nd landing of an orbital class rocket.
That's why when the stage separated, the first stage turned right away before the second stage
in order to make its way
even
back down to land for orbit, Falcon 9 does have
even
2 more
ignited.
burns to execute. We already performed our boost back burn, so coming up next is the entry burn in just about a minute. And this is where 3 of the Merlin engines of the first stage will reignite, and this will help slow the stage down as it re-enters the upper parts of the Earth's atmosphere.
These are the vent lines for the
And
second
then
stage.
the third and last burn
engine.
is the landing burn, and this is a single engine burn.
Obviously,
that
they're not
brings
connected.
the vehicle speed
Second
down
stage
rapidly
engine
in order
went
to
that
land
way
back
a little
on
while
Earth.
back. I don't know if you saw it. It's a little sooty in there, huh?
You can see those nitrogen cold gas thrusters of our attitude control system, along with our grid fins.
So that's
Those
the
are
ascent
hypersonic
contrail
grid
right there.
fins, and there's 4 of
See
them
that?
around the top of the Falcon first stage.
I'm pretty sure that's where it went up. That was on the way up. Either that or it's that right there. It's hard to tell.
We're coming up on the
video
start of
quality
our
is
first stage entry burn. This will be
mid.
about a 20-second burn starting in just a few seconds.
Get ready for the super sonic retro propulsion.
Stage 1 entry burn.
Okay.
There is the
6
start
minutes,
of
20
our
in the
stage 1
22
entry
seconds
burn.
in. Entry burn has started. Best part of my day right here.
And this is a 3-engine burn that's slowing that first stage down.
What Falcon 9's doing is not only slowing itself down, obviously you're seeing some crazy deceleration here, but the majority of deceleration happens from flying into the atmosphere. There's Florida, there's the coast. The supersonic retropropulsion burn, that burn is there to actually give Falcon 9 a little bit of a heat shield. The exhaust coming out of the rocket engine is enough to push the plasma away from re-entry. We should be able to make out Slick 36. Landing zone is right there under the left grid fin.
30 seconds here as we come back towards the coast of Cape Canaveral.
Port Canaveral Point right
Again, there are
Port Canaveral's
4
over there.
landing legs
South is that way.
arranged around Falcon 9's
see,
first
there's the
stage,
port.
which will deploy just prior
Stage
to
1 is
landing.
transonic.
That's the skid strip, Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. That's Slick 36
The
right
vehicle
there.
is traveling around 900 miles per hour right now, so that landing burn is really going to slow it down.
Oh, that's rowdy. Look at the leg.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Holy
There is the
crap.
start of
Look at
that
the landing
stage
leg.
1 landing burn.
Stage 2 is in terminal guidance.
Super cool views of landing zone 2
Whoa.
approaching quick.
All right, should get a call for landing leg deploy here. Oh, yeah.
Like deploy.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that thing was rowdy.
Stage 2 FTS okay.
Dude, that was a little
There
rowdy
you have
there.
it. We have successfully made
Oh, yeah,
the
all right, we'll check it.
272nd landing of an orbital-class rocket.
Did you see
And
the
with that
legs were
successful
moving around?
confirmation of our booster
Damn,
landing
man.
that will bring today's webcast to a close, we'd like to give a heartfelt thank you to the United States
Holy crap.
Space Force for entrusting us with today's mission.
We're in for some
And
chop.
before you go, as many of you know, February is Black History Month.
Yeah, let's doing that.
Since 1976, the United States has designated this month of February as a time to recognize and celebrate the critical roles that Black Americans had and continue to have in shaping our history. Diversity in backgrounds, mindsets, and perspectives is critical to making
Space
humanity
trucks. Yeah,
multi-planetary. And this month we honor the achievements and contributions made by Black Americans throughout history. And every day we strive for a work environment that allows all employees to do
Oh my
their
gosh,
best
it is
work.
Zimbo.
So thank you for your interest in SpaceX and for tuning in. Again, today we are
Yo, that thing
attempting
is
3
leaning.
launches in within roughly 8 hours from 3 different launch pads across the country. So if you're interested in more
Yeah,
launch
look,
coverage,
2 more
be sure to
teed
check
up,
out
baby.
SpaceX.com/launches and stay tuned for the upcoming
2 more teed up.
Starlink launch.
We're going
here from
till
Canyonwood,
all of them
California
launch,
in
dude.
just under 2
Hopefully.
hours. You can see the launch pad on the left of your screen, as well as the Intuitive
Yeah, that
Machines
pad's
1
down the
mission
street from
planned
that
for
one, by the way.
1:05 a.m. Eastern Time at Launch Complex 39A
That
at
one's in
Kennedy
California.
Space Center that you'll see
Yeah,
on
watching
the right
space.
of
Yep,
your screen there.
It looks
Thanks
like they
again
did
for
crush a
tuning
core,
in,
yeah.
and we hope to see you soon.
All right, the night is still young, Ed boy. All right, that was the SF-124 mission. Most freaking excellent. That was awesome, dude. That thing was shaking all over. No, nobody knows that song. All right, sorry. Anyway, let's see something here. Hey Jeff, thanks for the bits. I appreciate it. Hold up a minute there, Professor. I want to see what our buddies over at NSF have cooked up. Shaking all over. Now that song's going to be stuck in your head. Sorry about that. There are many falcons, Ed boy. It's okay, Evan. All good. Dude, that landing was rowdy. That was the rowdiest Falcon 9 landing I've seen. The whole thing was doing this. It was kind of weeble wobbling everywhere. That's a technical term. Don't you worry. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see the NSF footage of the launch here. These are my buddies over at NASA Spaceflight. I do a space news NASA Spaceflight live every Friday at 7 with these guys. They're good dudes. Good dudes. Let's see what we got. This was the launch here. Booster's been sipping that lean propellant. Yeah, man.
Look to the bottom of the strong bag. Here comes the deluge.
Chris did it. Or no, that's Ryan. That's Ryan.
We have an ignition and liftoff of
Took me a
USSF
second.
124.
Sounds like Chris for a
We're off and
moment.
away with this mission. Falcon 9 has cleared the tower. It will start to pitch down range. Here we go. Let's
Oh yeah, buddy. That's sick. Where's the lawn chair? I'm sitting in one. I'm sitting in one. Hey Rob, how you doing, buddy? Yes! I love that noise. That makes me happy. That makes me a happy streamer, man. That makes me a happy streamer, man.
Discovery, going.
Power! It's so true. Hey, Hinks, what's up, man? Ooh! Sounds like an old diesel. Yeah,
We're a minute and 12
it
seconds
does.
into flight on auto track here. We're through max Q, the moment of peak aerodynamic pressure on the vehicle. We can still hear that crisp Carolox crackle from the base of Falcon 9 B1078, lifting these 6 payloads.
Crackle.
We also had a great view of it breaking the sound barrier there right as we switched to the tracking camera. That was not a cloud it went through, that was the vapor cone forming.
Beautiful shot here from the ground as Falcon 9 pitches down range into its east-northeast trajectory.
All right, let's get to the good stuff. I want to see the good stuff. All right, here we go. Here's the landing.
Strip here at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station.
Ooh, nice shot from
the
Jetty
Falcon
Park.
9 now heads back down for its RTLS landing at landing zone 1. Here it is. The engine's ignited, the Merlin's ignited on the bottom of B1078. Landing leg should be deploying any second now.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Any second now.
Once it gets closer down, there we go. Now it's lower down, slowing down.
There go the landing legs. It was higher up than I thought it was. And just over the trees here, it looks like a successful splashdown.
Touchdown.
Excuse me, touchdown rather.
Ryan!
You can tell I've been on 2 streams today.
Ryan!
B1078 there.
USAF.
Right on schedule, it appears.
Sonic boom!
There we go, touchdown.
X marks the spot, pretty much dead center. That is amazing, and for those who like the...
Oh, that was good. That's Sawyer Rosenstein and Ryan Catton. They're 2 guys that I do NASA Space Flight commentary with. Sawyer and Ryan are good dudes.
Numbers.
Fantastic.
That is, if I recall correctly, here.
That was very good. I didn't see what you said. I just agreed with Tiradra, which is probably a bad idea. What is a rocket used to sit down? A lawn chair. Yep. Okay. Nope. Agreeing with Tiradra was the right move. I do not feel bad in advance. How long in advance was this mission known about? Yep. It's been on the docket for a little bit. Yeah, it's just they launch so much, I guess it gets caught up in the static. You know what I mean? There's 2 other launches tonight. So, I'm going to switch back over to workers and resources for a little while, dudes. And our next launch that we have teed up for coverage, I'm not launching them, sorry, is at 7:30. So that's actually in less than an hour. I can't do math. 2 hours. We're an hour and 45 out. Hour 45 out at 7:30 p.m. Starlink 714 that's going out of Vandenberg. Sorry, Strimmer Man can't do math. Sorry, I was distracted. Did you see that leg shooting around, though? That was nuts. And then there's a ISS resupply mission going out of Baikonur in Kazakhstan, MS-26. And then the 3rd Falcon 9 mission, which is Falcon 9 Nova C. That's the IM-1 mission. It's a lunar lander. We're going all the way to that. That's at 1:05 a.m. Eastern Time. That is in a good while away. We're going to be streaming the whole time. So, back to workers. Back to workers. We have work that has to be done. Yeah, I might want another pot of coffee. But yeah, we're going all the way through.